Hey guys, it's Matthew here. Just before we go into this week's edition of Outside the Ropes, just a short announcement. Tomorrow night, Outside the Ropes will be a special guest on British Wrestling Radio, with Dino and Nixie and all the gang invited Outside the Ropes to be a special guest tomorrow night. So myself, Matthew, will be representing the show, and don't forget to check out their social media feeds for links to their website and also to the live show tomorrow night, 8 p.m. UK time, where we'll be discussing all the latest news and ongoings in the world of professional wrestling and much, much more. So that's British Wrestling Radio. Don't forget to follow them on Twitter at BWR Radio and also on their Facebook page, British Wrestling Radio. Give them a like and give them all the love and support that you give us here on Outside the Ropes every single week. So that's tomorrow night, 8 p.m, which is Friday. If you missed the show, there will be a repeat of the show on YouTube, which we'll share the links on our Facebook and Twitter as well. So that's tomorrow night, 8 p.m. UK time. That's British Wrestling Radio with special guests, ourselves here at Outside the Ropes. Hello one and all, and welcome back to another edition of Outside the Ropes. I'm your host as always of Outside the Ropes, Matthew Moore. Hello everybody, hope you're all doing very well out there. Thank you once again for tuning in to another edition of Outside the Ropes. Now guys, first of all I want to go off, start the show off by apologising to you guys for last week's episode of Outside the Ropes. We had a few technical issues with our iTunes account and we didn't manage to get the show onto iTunes last week, so we do apologise for that. We did manage to get it onto YouTube and other sources as well, so a big thank you for tuning in last week, and we hopefully you can be able to download this episode right now on iTunes, and if you have, thank you so much for downloading this week's edition of Outside the Ropes. We got some great subjects we're going to talk about tonight, some big announcements coming out of WWE this week as well, but we're going to go straight into it in just a few short moments. Just want to give a shout out to our friends and partners of this podcast to help keep this show going. If you're historians of professional wrestling like me, most people who listen to this show are the same. Wrestling's Past is the location. Don't forget to go to their website, wrestlingspast.blogspot.co.uk, and on Twitter at wrestlingspast for all your history of professional wrestling. So if you're a historian of wrestling like myself and way back in the old days of wrestling, well, I'm not going to say too old because I want to give away my age, but even if you're new to the world of professional wrestling, you want to go back and check out the full history of the wrestling itself, apart from the WWE Network, of course, Wrestling's Past is the location. So once again, that's wrestlingspast.blogspot.co.uk and on Twitter at wrestlingspast. Guys, some big news coming out of WWE this week. The big announcement as well coming out, most importantly, the big announcement coming out of WWE this week is the announcement of the first inductee into the 2016 class of the Hall of Fame. Sting has been announced this past Monday afternoon. He will be the first inductee to go into the Hall of Fame this year. Now, everybody's been talking about this. They mentioned it on Monday Night Raw, which they put a great video package together for Sting. Sting is well renowned for his career in WCW back in the day, and a brief run so far in WWE, but most importantly, he is more famous for his run in WCW. Sting's had a great career over the last, God, how many years has it been now? 30 years, I think it is. A lot of mixed reaction from our fans here at Outside the Ropes. People are saying that they are so happy to see him going in. A lot of people are saying that what has he ever done for WWE? He's a bit overrated, stuff like that. But in my opinion, Sting has had a great career. He was the head guy in WCW. He was their main guy. Obviously, he didn't come into WWE until recent years, but WCW's biggest star is getting into the WWE Hall of Fame. I've had mixed reaction from some fans over the last few days, sending in their comments and stuff. People are saying that it's well deserved and he deserves to go into the Hall of Fame. There's been some people sent us in some comments that are obviously saying that we should have done more for WWE to earn a spot in the Hall of Fame. But my response to that is, there's people in that Hall of Fame who maybe made one appearance for WWE or didn't even actually physically get involved in WWE. But the way WWE look at their Hall of Fame now is they look at all aspects of wrestling, whether it be WCW, the old AWA, NWA, WWF, WWE, WWF, whatever it is. That's the way they're looking at it now, as they do brand themselves as an entertainment company. But I do thank you for all your positive and your somewhat, some strange comments and some negative comments as well, but more positive as well. But Sting In my opinion, does he deserve to go into the Hall of Fame? Yeah, absolutely. Who's going to be the person to induct him into the Hall of Fame? That's the question. We haven't heard just yet who's going to be inducting him. My guess would be it'd probably be Lex Luger, his best friend. We've had some interesting people coming in with emails and questions and stuff, asking us who we think should win. People giving us their opinions on who should induct Sting into the Hall of Fame. But my guess it could be Lex Luger, because it is obviously Sting's best friend. But only time will tell in the next few weeks leading up to the Hall of Fame, the night before WrestleMania in Dallas, Texas. But a really big congratulations to Sting, and I'm looking forward to his induction and get into the Hall of Fame. And actually, our former co-host of Outside the Ropes, Tommy, is actually heading to WrestleMania this year. He'll be at the Hall of Fame ceremony. So, yeah, we're looking forward to see Tommy's pictures and stuff like that as he's heading over to WrestleMania this year. So we're looking forward to seeing that. So big congratulations to Sting, as he has been inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. Now, staying on the subject of Hall of Fame before we move into the Raw, whatever has happened there on Monday night, etc. More Hall of Fame, sort of say, news. A lot of you remember Sonny, who was inducted into the Hall of Fame back in 2011. Well, everybody knows that Sonny has been in court again recently, charged and has been found guilty of charges of DUI. But the WWE Hall of Famer now has come out publicly and said that she is wanting to wipe the slate clean, and she wants to completely wipe everything from the past regarding her wrestling career. Now, this includes her putting up her Hall of Fame ring for sale on eBay. It's an interesting story. It's an interesting read. I'm sure you've all probably heard this story over the last few days. But Sonny is ready to basically turn the page and move away from her wrestling career. And she's actually put her ring for sale on eBay, starting at a $3,000 bid. Now, I haven't seen any ring on eBay just yet, but reports saying that it's starting at $3,000. How much is it going to sell for? I don't know. Is she being disrespectful towards the WWE Hall of Fame, towards the WWE? You know, I would like to hear what you guys think about this. You can drop us an email on this subject at outsidetheropes@yahoo.com, or you can send us a tweet at outsidetherope, or you can give us a comment on Facebook, which we did put the post up the other day. Sonny selling her Hall of Fame ring. Is it disrespectful towards the company? Could be, I don't know. Anyway, moving away from that, guys, let's talk about Monday Night Raw this past week. We had the return of Brock Lesnar. He got involved in the main event, and he has now been announced to be in the Royal Rumble match coming up on the 24th of January. But an interesting story came out of Raw this past week regarding little Kalisto. Kalisto defeated Alberto Del Rio to become the new United States champion this past Monday Night on Raw. I sort of called it. I actually watched the show with Tony, the guy who sometimes drops into the show. We watched it live, and I did have a funny feeling that Kalisto was going to win the title. And there was a rematch for the title taped on Tuesday night for SmackDown. Now, this show, as you know, goes out today this is a Thursday, which we normally go out on a Wednesday. But I don't want to give away the spoilers for people who haven't seen SmackDown just yet. But there was a rematch for the title on SmackDown. I'm not going to give you the results, guys, because I don't want to spoil it for you. But Kalisto won the title, which was great to see. A smaller guy, an unknown, winning the title. And obviously his partner Sin Cara is injured at the minute with a shoulder injury, but he won the United States title on Raw. But the whole big main story at the minute going on around Raw is this Roman Reigns feuding with the McMahon family, where Roman Reigns has put into a match with a 1 versus all situation, which is interesting, because Roman Reigns is basically getting his ass whipped, and out comes Brock Lesnar to save the day, which we thought, but then he turned to Roman Reigns and kicked his ass as well. So yeah, Raw as a whole wasn't a bad show after all. It was a pretty good show. The ratings have come in, which they are pretty okay compared to recent weeks and drop. But Raw as a whole, obviously they made the Sting announcement as well on Raw. I don't want to talk about too much about Raw this week, because there's more subjects I want to talk about on this week's podcast. But Raw as a whole was a bad show. I want to see more things picking up now. Maybe starting next week, because the Rumble the week away after that. So let's see how things are going into the Royal Rumble. We're going to see more people maybe pop their head and throwing their name into the Royal Rumble. The list of the Rumble competitors have been put on WWE.com. We did send a tweet out with the competitors list. But no doubt there'll be twists and changes, and there'll be surprises popping in, people being taken out and stuff like that. So let's see what happens over the next week or two leading into the big event on the 24th of January. Now, a lot of news has been flying around the internet wrestling community over the last few days regarding Daniel Bryan. Is Daniel Bryan being released by WWE? A story broke there, I think it was Tuesday. I got the email from one of the guys who helps me run this show saying that apparently WWE are going to be releasing Daniel Bryan from his contract because of his injuries. Now, obviously, I went on the internet and looked around and tried to see what was going on to try and do some research for this podcast. And it's now come out today, or sorry, was it today? Yesterday, sorry, that apparently they're not going to release him. Now, everybody says that he is going to be released from his contract, but now that they're saying that he isn't going to be released, and what they're saying is now is they're trying to get Daniel Bryan cleared to get him back into the ring. Now, for what I hear today, for what I've been told to talk about on this show today, is that Daniel Bryan is not being planned to be put into this year's Royal Rumble. But as I said a few moments ago, there could be some twists and changes, and there'll be guys removed from the match, and Daniel Bryan could be through into this match coming up on the 24th of January. I think Daniel Bryan would be a great way to bring him back, get the crowd behind him going into WrestleMania, maybe put him in a match with a good solid opponent. But let's see what happens with WWE. You never know, but he is, you know yourself guys, he's been on Twitter, he's been fighting with WWE to try and get himself cleared. His own doctors cleared him, but it's just WWE's personal doctor won't clear him. So as far as we know just yet, they have no plans to get rid of him. But he is going to be featured in some, obviously, promotional stuff with WWE, and obviously coming up on the new season of Total Divas. Does anybody actually out there watch Total Divas? I do watch it sometimes because my daughter watches it, but obviously to a certain extent because obviously of some of the adult content in it, but I'll let her watch it. But Total Divas I watch because there's nothing else to watch on the network because I've pretty much watched everything. But there you go. But Daniel Bryan, as we know right now, is not to be released from his contract. Now, I know this is a wrestling podcast, but we're going to talk about UFC because of a former WWE star, CM Punk. CM Punk, news has come out from Dana White, who CM Punk's first opponent could be in UFC. Finally, he is going to be getting an opponent, and it could be sooner rather than later. Now, there's a fight taking place on February 6th. Let's have a look here and see if I can get the competitors correctly. Mickey Gale is going to be facing not the original, but this guy by the name of Michael Jackson, and the winner will be fighting CM Punk. That's right, CM Punk, his first match in UFC is going to be sooner rather than later. Now, this has been going on around Twitter for the last lot of days, and Facebook and wrestling forum boards. We have had emails about it. CM Punk's UFC debut. It's going to happen sooner rather than later. Finally, it's going to happen. We know he got injured recently training for this match, his first match coming up, but it's now been confirmed that he will be fighting either Mickey Gale or Michael Jackson coming up very, very soon. But he will be ringside, as Dana White did say on February 6th, to watch this match to see who he will be fighting in his first UFC match. Now, I'm looking forward to this. I am a UFC fan. I'm not a hardcore UFC fan, but I do watch UFC. But I'll be looking forward to Punk's debut in UFC. It's going to be interesting. Now, WrestleMania story for you this week, guys. Now, you all know it's going to be the biggest attendance record this year. It's going to be smashed, and it's going to be a big, big thing. But WWE now there's talks going around, and I read this today myself on F4W Online, that there's been talk of holding an upcoming WrestleMania in the Los Angeles area. It was announced this past Tuesday that NFL St. Louis Rams will be moving to Los Angeles soon, which means they'll have a new stadium. Now, this stadium could possibly hold around about 70,500 people. But they're saying that also because of the stadium's being built, it could possibly hold a capacity on the floor of over 30,000 as well, which is going to be unreal. Which WWE would then be interested in holding a WrestleMania event there, which could possibly bring the attendance up to maybe 80, 90,000 maybe. It depends on obviously where the structure's built and things like that, but that would be another big, big record for WWE as well. Now, there is talk of them maybe holding it soon, but there's not a timetable on when the stadium will be completed. But WWE already are interested in holding a WrestleMania there very, very soon, so stay tuned for news on a WrestleMania appearing in the Los Angeles area. They have had WrestleMania in the Staples Center before, but this is going to be a big, big thing. So keep an eye. We'll keep an eye on the story for you as well. Now, a lot of you have been asking us as well. Any more news on AJ Styles? Is he going to be appearing at the Royal Rumble? When's Doc Gallows going to be appearing? When's Carl Anderson going to be appearing? When's these guys going to be jumping in and appearing on WWE TV? What's going to happen? Now, I've heard today that the plans for Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson has been sort of leaked onto the internet. Now, a lot of you fans are not going to be happy with this, but this is all the information I found out for you, so please don't blame me. Don't shoot the messenger. The plan for Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson is the debut on NXT. Now, a lot of you are going to go, why the hell are they putting them on the main roster? But people want to see them on NXT as well. And the thing is, they're not going to be appearing on television and sometime early in March. And this is all down to them passing their medical testing and signing a contract with the company. Now, is this the rumor? Is this the story now that they haven't signed yet? Has AJ Styles signed yet? There's been rumors. It's been on WWE.com. It's been on their Twitter. It's been on their Facebook. Finn Balor's been teasing it. All these people have been teasing it. They're saying now that WWE's applied for the name, the license name of Balor Club. Then there were people saying that they've applied for the name for Bullet Club. All these stories are going crazy over the internet. Outside the Ropes' email, I checked it today on the show's iPad, and I just looked at all these Bullet Club questions, and I'm like, where do you start? Where do you start with all these questions? All I know is at the moment is as much as you guys know. They're keeping it. They're teasing us. They're really teasing these fans. These Bullet Club fans, they're going crazy. I know a few of my friends who are big fans of Styles and Gallows and all those boys, and they're going crazy. WWE are teasing it. Balor's teasing it. You know, the talk is now is AJ Styles going to appear at the Royal Rumble. As far as I know, guys, at the moment, I don't think he is going to appear at the Royal Rumble, but with WWE, you never know. There is what I heard about AJ Styles was he said in his contract that he wants to go straight to the main roster, and he doesn't want to go to NXT. But I don't know. I know as much as you do, but we're looking around, we're contacting people, we're trying to find out more stories, we're trying to get more news on this. But all we know is, as of today, that Doc and Carl are heading to NXT in sometime early March. So that's all we know so far. Again, we're going to keep on looking, and if I find any more stories for you, we'll obviously bring it to you here right away on Outside the Ropes. Now, some interesting tweets from Stephanie and Triple H. This is a big news going into WrestleMania this year. There's talk that it's going to be the headline for WrestleMania this year is going to be Roman Reigns versus Triple H. Now, a lot of people are saying, why Triple H in the main event? You know what? Why is he in the main event? This is what we've been hearing the last few days. There are planning for it to be around Triple H versus Roman Reigns. Is it going to be for the title? We don't know. But because now in the last few days that's come out as well. I know I keep saying the last few days, but this week's been packed. We've had so many more stories coming into us this week. It's been unreal. Fastlane is going to be an A-listed show. WWE's not going to use this just as a wee stop off before WrestleMania. The reports are that they're going to really pack Fastlane and make it into a show that's going to have so much twists and turns and things like that. It's going to be people go, wow, here, didn't expect that. You know, is Roman Reigns going to be the WWE champion? Is it going to be where Triple H maybe screws him out of the title and it's going to lead into a match of Triple H versus Roman Reigns? Don't know. But all we know is that Roman Reigns, it's planned for Roman Reigns versus Triple H at WrestleMania. Also, Stephanie McMahon apparently is in training this week as well. She's been training quite hard. And she actually sent out an interesting tweet saying she's training for WrestleMania. Now, a lot of rumours were going around for the last lot of months that Stephanie and Triple H were supposed to be doing some type of tag team match against maybe The Rock and Ronda Rousey, but is it going to happen? I don't know. I really can't see it, but apparently Stephanie's training for WrestleMania. There you go. And also The Rock as well has come out and this week as well. I'm talking more about WrestleMania in recent interviews as well. But because of insurance purposes, he may not get into the ring next year and wrestle at WrestleMania 32, so interesting news coming out of that there. Is The Rock going to compete at WrestleMania next year? I hope so. I would like to see him compete. But whether he does or not, I don't know. So there you go. I'm going to get onto some of your emails, guys, because we've had so many this week, and I'm going to try my best to get through as many as I can here on the short space of time, because we're running low on time here on this week's podcast. Emails regarding the Bullet Club. Good God Almighty, how many more have I got about the Bullet Club? If I've had that many, I'll not even go through the Bullet Club ones, because if I do, it's basically like a repetitive thing with the Bullet Club emails. Who's going to jump where? But I've already spoke about that, but. I'll talk about some more. I've had some interesting messages regarding this new faction. Social, is it social outcast or social media outcast, or whatever you want to call them, with Heath Slater, who else we got? Bo Dallas, Adam Rose, and Curtis Axel. They've done a wee interview there yesterday on WWE.com where they were all sitting together with Michael Cole. We've had one in here from Stuart wanting to know, do you think that they're going to go far with this group, or they're just going to squash them? I would like to see them maybe get a wee bit of a push and get over with the audience, to be honest with you, Stuart. I think they're funny. And we interviewed them the other day with Michael Cole. They were talking and a bit of fun and shenanigans, as Michael Cole called it. It was interesting. So, yeah, I would like to see it maybe get a wee bit of a push. It's good to see lower card talent getting the push, because obviously Axel was doing nothing for a while. Heath Slater wasn't doing nothing. Bo Dallas was just being annoying. And Adam Rose was doing nothing. But yeah, let's see how it goes anyway. Interesting. One in here from, let's have a look here. Is that many? Alan, one of our usual listeners. I think I got the right Alan. Hello, Alan. How are you? Wants to know our thoughts on Brock Lesnar winning the Royal Rumble this year. Is Brock Lesnar going to win the Royal Rumble, become the champion on the 24th? Honestly, I think he might. I think he might win the Royal Rumble, to be quite honest with you. Is it? He's booked for a lot more events coming up, so will he be the champion? If he did win the WrestleMania as the champion, who would he face? As I said to you, they're planning to do Fastlane as a show where it's going to have too many twists and turns. We don't know. I really don't know. So I would probably say maybe he probably will win the Royal Rumble, but again, you never know. One in here from Robert wants to know, what do we think of the recent Stone Cold podcast with Ric Flair on the WWE Network? Same as always, Ric Flair and Austin sitting down talking about old times, as they always did before in Austin's podcast beforehand. I thought it was a very good podcast. It's great to see Rick again. He's on TV quite a bit with his daughter Charlotte at the moment, so it's good to see. But yeah, I always enjoy Austin's podcasts. Not because I'm a big Austin fan, but because I just enjoy it. He's straight talking, doesn't hold anything back. He just tells you straight. Good watch. Thoroughly enjoyed it. If you haven't saw it, guys, go on WWE Network now and check out the Austin podcast with Austin and Ric Flair. So interesting. I want to hear from, let's have a look here and see, Roberta. We've got one here from Roberta. Where's she from? I'm trying to see. Guys, if you're going to send us an email, please tell us where you're from, so we can obviously, say hello and where you're from and stuff like that there. Wants to know our thoughts on Kalisto winning the title, which we obviously talked about earlier on, and wants to know what the scene of wrestling's like here in Ireland. Oh, okay, fair enough. Okay, well, thanks very much for your question, Roberta. Obviously talked about Kalisto winning the title a few minutes ago. The wrestling scene here in Ireland is pretty good. It's doing really well. PW's doing some good shows up there in Belfast. Wrestling.ie is doing really good shows as well, and it's been announced as well that I was actually going to announce it after I'd done the emails, but it's a big thing. ICW are coming to Belfast in February. I think it's the 26th. I'll try and get the information up now before I announce it to you. But yeah, ICW are coming to Belfast. But yeah, the wrestling scene here in Ireland is doing really well. Over the Top Wrestling down south in Southern Ireland, we've got see who else is down there. Irish Whip Wrestling. We've got Celtic Championship Wrestling who are doing really well down there. Factory Pro Wrestling's doing well down there as well. We've got so many different places in north and south of Ireland that are doing really well, which I can't really complain about, to be honest. It's doing really well, and the Irish scene's doing very well at the minute. So a lot of big stars coming from former WWE guys and all coming over. So yeah, to answer your question, Roberta, it's doing really well. And I can't really say much more about it apart from it's doing really, really well. And thanks for your question. I do appreciate it. So there you go. We've got one in here from, let's have a look here, Bobby. Bobby is from Germany. Oh, hello, Bobby. How are you? Hope you're doing really well. His English isn't very good, so I'll try and make it out here. I think he's talking about, Yes, Alberto Del Rio. Our thoughts on Alberto Del Rio's excuse me current run in WWE. I think I've made that out right. I have, yeah. And he wants to know, will he ever be world champion again? Well, to answer your question, Bobby, I think Alberto Del Rio looks in absolutely phenomenal shape at the moment. He looks so good. What he's done, he's changed his whole look. He looks unreal. He's in such great shape. He's quicker in the ring. He's looking a hell of a lot healthier. He's doing really well. And to answer your question about being a world champion again, I don't see why not. He's doing absolutely well. Excuse me, but I would love to see it. Alberto Del Rio, in my opinion, is a great wrestler. He was big in Mexico. He was a big name in Mexico. So yeah, I wouldn't see why not. But there you go. But that's all the emails I'm going to read out tonight, guys, because as I said, I'm running low on time. I just want to give some shout outs here before I hit the road. But before we do go, don't forget tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, guys, British Wrestling Radio. Myself, I am going to British Wrestling Radio tomorrow night. Announced it at the wee segment before we come on the air tonight. But yes, we are out at the ropes. Myself representing the show was heading to British Wrestling Radio tomorrow night. Around about 8 o'clock. We'll stick up on our Facebook, our Twitter. Follow them on Twitter, PWR Radio, and also on their Facebook too. I'm going on tomorrow night to be a guest with Dino and Nixie. Have a chat about wrestling in general. I don't know what type of wrestling they want to talk about, but they want me to come on as a guest. So, yep, I'm looking forward to that tomorrow night. So, yes, don't forget to tune in tomorrow night to British Wrestling Radio. And the repeat of the show, if you miss it, we'll stick it up on our obviously pages as well after that. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that tomorrow night to go along and say hello to Dino and Nixie and see how those guys are keeping and talk about the world of professional wrestling. Now, I did say a few minutes ago about ICW. We'll have some fans there in Scotland, but ICW is coming to Northern Ireland. ICW is on their tour and they're heading to Belfast, called the Big Elbowski, on the 27th. I did say the 26th. It's actually the 27th of February in Mandela Hall in Belfast. Tickets are available, ticketmaster.co.uk. You can go to their website as well, which is Insane Championship Wrestling. You can also get tickets on ticketweb.co.uk. And have a look here and see tripplegmusic.com. I think that's just one of their sponsors actually, but ticketweb.co.uk. Stars on there, the likes of Drew Galloway and much more. Coming to Mandela Hall. Tickets are selling really fast, guys. 27th of February at the Mandela Hall in Belfast. PWU, we'll have a look here and see they've announced a show there for the end of January. 31st of January, PWU are doing a show, which I want to get the details up now. I should have had it in front of me, which I didn't do, which is obviously my fault. I do apologise to PWU for that. I've got their details now. 31st of January, they're holding a show called Breaking Hearts and Body Parts. Interesting. At the Delvies Complex in Finnegan Road, North Belfast. 31st of January. Tickets still on sale at £10. For more information, always go to prowrestlingulster.co.uk. There's tickets outlets in Belfast for Fresh Garbage and Skittle. Is it skittle.com/tickets? Obviously, go to their Facebook, Pro Wrestling Ulster, and also go on to their website, prowrestlingulster.co.uk, for all information on their tickets. Come up on the 31st of January. The thing is, guys, it's pissing me off, sorry to swear here, but all these shows coming up, and I'm away working on my other job, and I really want to get along to all these shows as much as I can to try and interview talent. I want to try my damnedest to try and get the ICW, because I've actually emailed them today myself personally and asked them could I come along and try and speak to a few stars. PW, I'm going to have to try and get the finger out and try and get some time off work to try and go along and interview some of these guys. You know, we haven't had a wrestler on a show now for a year. The last person we actually had on this show was Fergal Devitt, aka Finn Balor. You know, so we need to get the finger out and get some wrestlers on this show. I'm even going to speak to Dino on British Wrestling Radio off air and see if I can get some contacts to try and maybe get in touch with some British wrestlers. I need to get more guys on this show and try and get more time off my other job and try and get more wrestlers on for you guys, because I know you've been crying out for wrestlers on this show and I do apologise. So there you go. Don't forget to check out our good friends as well, wrestling.ie. They've got some great shows coming up this month. That's www.wrestling.ie. And also don't forget to check out the usual places down south. Over the Top Wrestling, they've got a show this month. Celtic Championship Wrestling, I think, have a show this month as well. All the pages that we like are on our Facebook. Go ahead, like their page, get along to all their shows as much as you can here in Ireland and obviously in England as well. And don't forget tomorrow night, British Wrestling Radio, 8 o'clock, with myself, Dino, and Nixie. Want to give one more final shout out to our friends and partners of the Wrestling's Past. For all of wrestling, don't forget to check out their website. Excuse me, wrestlingspast.blogspot.co.uk, and on Twitter at wrestlingspast. My voice is starting to sound husky. I'm running out of time. I need to get out of here. Guys, once again, thank you so much for hitting the download on iTunes. Thanks for tuning in on Facebook. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for watching on YouTube. Thank you for all your support. Want to give a shout out to all the Facebook fans as well of, I think it's the Northern Ireland Wrestling fan page. I was put in touch with them. Northern Ireland Wrestling Fans, it's called, sorry. I was put in touch with them actually today, or the last few days, sorry. They're on Facebook if you want to give them a like if you're listening to fans here in Northern Ireland Wrestling Fans. We'll be posting the show on there as well, so we want to have a wee listen, guys. If you can, thank you very much for your support. I'm going to hit the road, on the road here, guys. Enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy SmackDown tonight if you're watching it tonight or over the weekend. Didn't give you the spoilers, but the rematch for the title is on the line with Alberto and Kalisto. I'm not going to give you the spoilers. There is a tables match involved in that SmackDown as well. I'm back next Wednesday, same time, same place, for another episode of Outside the Ropes. So until then, enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll see you back here, same time, same place, next Wednesday for more discussion on Outside the Ropes.